It's better than nothing. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Adriana Jimenez with Fino Boxing, joined here by four-time world champion Abner Mares. Abner, it's good to see you. Always looking sharp. Well, I gotta admit, it is kind of weird. We were all expecting to see you, to face Leo Santa Cruz next. But you asked for that fight. You asked for the rematch after the Cuellar. What happened?
Yes, like I said at the beginning of the press conference, I was hoping to be in the opposite side. Obviously, hoping to be facing Leo Santa Cruz. I don't want to get into details because at the end of the day, it just didn't happen. I don't want to throw any dirt or say it was because of him and this that. It just didn't happen. It is what it is. Now we're moving forward. We're both fighting on the same card. Him facing Chris Avalos and myself, Andres Gutierrez, whom, to be honest, that's not too tough fight. It's a tough fight against a tough opponent, and just looking forward to that. We're just, like I mentioned, I'm getting just polishing up as a fighter. I'm evolving as a fighter as well, with Robert Garcia teaching me every day, sparring sessions looking better and better, and inspiring these young, athletic, young, hungry fighters, such as the guy I mentioned, Luis. I have another guy named Damien, who comes from all the way from India to spar with me. And these are all, I'm talking about 21, 19, 21-year-old kids. They had a great amateur background, and now as pros, they're about 3-0, 5-0, and whom, are really, really energetic and believe it or not, they inject you with that energy also. So I don't want to feel old. You know what I'm saying? I'm 31. I feel young. I'm in my prime, and I feel really good.
Well, Andres Gutierrez is definitely a difficult opponent. He comes with a very respectable record. What do you know about your opponent?
I didn't know much until they told me who I was fighting, and then I Googled him, YouTube him, and saw a couple of videos, and he's faced some tough fights, good fights, and just overall the record he's got for that young age, 24, he's got 36 wins. It tells you about experience. He's been learning. He's a hungry fighter. He's been waiting that moment, championship moment that he had at one point when he was going to fight Frampton, but it didn't happen he got cut. But now facing me, I know he's going to come hungry. And I could tell he's just, you could, I don't want to call it the Mexican style, but it is. He's a forward fighter, aggressive, body puncher, and I was looking for the fight. That's the style, and we know those are hard styles, and so I got to be prepared physically, prepared because it tires you out, and obviously mentally, and just make the best of it, and let my talent get that win. Just box and be aggressive at times, be a boxer at times, and just let my talent overcome that.
You mentioned that in every fight you feel, it's like you're a new Abner, preparing for a new fight. Now that you're with Robert Garcia, what is it about him, or what is it that gives you that extra edge?
I just the confidence that he brings into you, the way he talks to you. After sparring, he sits down and he tells you, "There you go, Abner. You saw that," and like he opens up your eyes, to see like, "Oh wow, yeah, you're right. I did that." If I landed one right hand, he tells like, "You can land it 3 times if you want," and you go in the next day and you try it and you do it, and it's like, "Oh wow, you're still like a young kid, training and learning." And it's amazing. Again, I'm now bringing up my age again, but 31, and to still be seeing those adjustments and growth and your talent, it speaks highly of the coach. So I feel great with him, and I know it's just I'm gonna show a different Abner again, once against a different opponent, different style.
There's some boxing critics that are saying, of course, we expected the rematch with Leo, but now that you guys are in separate bouts, some critics are saying that you're taking obviously the more tougher opponent in Andres Gutierrez, and that Leo's taking, well, they say a less difficult opponent in Chris Avalos. But even though you guys gave him his credit, what do you make of that?
You know what? I really don't want to comment on that because, people are going to speak for themselves. If I say it, if it comes from me, it sounds different. You know what I'm saying? So I just leave it at that. I'm fighting Andres Gutierrez, a tough fighter, and, I'm going to come out and show the fans a great fight.
We heard that you were sparring an MMA fighter, Jose Aldo. How's that been? And have you ever considered, now with with Mayweather and McGregor, have you considered fighting an MMA fighter in a boxing match, or even just crossing over to an MMA fight?
Maybe after like I have more secure as far as my career, yeah, I'll give it a shot because I mean we're looking at a dangerous sport where you know you got the high risk, low reward. To be honest, you don't get paid as well, and it's a high risk of getting injured. You know, dislocated shoulder, anything. You know, I think they even bite in that sport. I don't even know, but it's a slight possibility. But it was a great sparring session against Jose Aldo, great friend who is a humble person and whom we learn both from each other. It was more if you go to the videos on YouTube, it wasn't a war. It wasn't trying to kill each other. It was a practice sparring session where I was teaching him some boxing and obviously him teaching me some punches where he was throwing hard. And again, it was just an experience to be sparring a legend in his sport.
And before I let you, hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you don't, who cares? Just do it. It's free.